I don't know, but I don't think it's a problem as such, you know. He's probably thought of having the day off.
Maybe. Sunday morning technical difficulties, folks. If we're choppy or things are going weird, I think it's my cable company more than anything. So just so you know. Russ is called away. The chat is live. Somebody put a test in the chat so that we know that that is working. I'm going to run the opening and get right into it here as soon as I find it.
Someone's popular.
Yeah, that's me. I got to move my phone. Here we go. Yeah. Come on in, folks. We see you out there. Thanks for being here. This is Sunday Funnies for the for the 12th. Is that the 12th of February?
The 12th.
Is it the 22nd? 22nd. I'm 10 days behind. Everything just kind of blends together after a while. I'm your host.
Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I'm just going to say that don't forget there's no such thing as time. It all happens at the same moment.
I thought the only reason for time is so that everything doesn't happen at once.
No, it all happens at the same time. God sees everything at the same time, so I'm led to believe. But anyway, go on.
I'm your host, Randy Zimmerman. Been doing comics since the mid-'80s. Love comics, Arrow comics, a lot of alternative and independent comics. Right now, my current gig is writing The Atlantean that Russ Leach is currently drawing. It's the adventures, the sword and sorcery stories of Cull and Brule as they travel their land, trying to rid their world of shape-shifting lizard demons. It's a lot of fun, based off of the public domain story, The Shadow Kingdom, which we adapted last year. And there are 3 Atlanteans currently available. And the 4th one is deep into production, which we will be campaigning right at the start of March. For more information on the Atlantean, please join our mailing list at russleach.com. That's russleach.com. He doesn't bombard you with a bunch of unnecessary spam emails. No sponsors or anything like that. We just want to keep you informed as to our progress and when you can pick up the next issue of our work. We're really, really proud of it. And we can't wait for you to read it if you haven't already. All right. Joining me this morning, Mr. Glenn Fleming. Glenn, please introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. My name's Glenn Fleming. I'm a writer. I write books like this, Jack Kirby. This details my visits to see him twice in his home in California. I also draw comics, and this is my character Hatch. This is the annotated book. It's got lots of artwork in that's not been seen before, and you can get one of these from funmycomic.com. And occasionally I publish Comics Unlimited, which is a 100-page magazine about comics, surprisingly enough, featuring articles and interviews about this stuff we love.
All right. Also joining us this morning, Mr. Mitch Rogers. Mitch, please introduce yourself.
Well, as Randy said, I'm Mitch Rogers. I'm a 16-year veteran of the comics industry. I write and illustrate horror comics, with my flagship character being the Boger, who's a demon god of vengeance. And I also do short stories and even prose fiction.
All right. Deeply appreciate you for joining us. We are looking at Dan Dare. I got 3 volumes. We almost got through the first one last week. Beautiful work by Hampson. Is that Frank Hampson or Hank Hampson? Frank Hampson?
Frank Hampson, yeah.
Frank. There we are. Let me edit my name down to a period. I also got this. That was on that same shelf from Titan Comics.
Wow. Yep.
Red Moon Mystery. Hardback. I think I picked this up at a book warehouse for next to nothing. These I picked up. These were $9.99 when they first came out. That was a major expense for me at the time. Oh man, $10. Oh, but I love them. Great stuff. Fantastic work. Used to be in the Eagle magazine. In fact, I can show you how that looked because the Titan reprint books left them alone. On the Eagle magazine, used to be a weekly on the newsstands. Oh, let's just get some great stuff in it here. This is how it used to look. Used to have that Eagle logo in the corner, and you'd start the strip. They didn't waste any time. And then you'd have a second page of Dan Dare on the inside front cover, and then you'd have the rest of Eagle magazine. And then you had to wait until next issue to get the further adventures of the game. Right with it. This is the Man from Nowhere. Again, they flopped that picture for the cover. We were talking about how great that is.
Yep.
Say they were painted work. Would you say? Were they done? How do you think they were the medium that they used here for this?
They use gouache and acrylic and all kinds of stuff on it.
Yeah. They could make a mark.
Sorry?
Anything that could make a mark?
Well, yeah, anything to get the job done. That's what we do, isn't it? We use, well, that's what I do. People use computers, but I don't. I use sponges and brushes and fingers and thumbs and all sorts of stuff to get the effects I want. And that's what these guys were doing because that's the way they do it. And there were no computers anyway, so they couldn't do it any other way. But it's all hand painted work. A lot of the figure work is from photographs. He used photographic reference, and he would photograph the team he worked with. Frank had a team of 5 or 6 people that would produce these pages, and they would use photographs for a lot.
Oh, all right, give me just a second to rearrange the lighting here. Just keep talking for a sec. Yeah, the deadlines were punishing, really, really cruel deadlines to get this out every week, and it really paid a heavy price on Frank's health. Plus, the way he was treated wasn't very good either. So he had a lot of problems through his life, and then certainly later. It's very sad. There's a book called The Man Who Drew Tomorrow. We do try and get and read, but it's very sad. It's a very sad book. It's great the way it shows you all the artwork and the way they worked, but what happened to him isn't good at all. Such a great artist, you know, and he was in charge of the whole team. And at one point, he was the publisher wouldn't pay the team's wages, so he paid the team's wages. So, you know, you should read the book, The Man Who Drew Tomorrow.
It's the ill treatment of creators is like an ongoing theme in the history of comics.
Yeah, it's part of it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Part of it, part of the gig. I don't think they paid Michelangelo for the Sistine Chapel, did they? But it took him. That's why it took him 30 years. I think I don't think he was doing it on his own, but I don't think he got paid. I just think he got the honor of doing it. You know,
he got the payment in heaven.
The payment in.
He was making his he was working his way into heaven.
Yes,
doing that ceiling. Yeah.
Yes. So it's the way we get treated all the time. Like I say, it's part of the course. It's like musicians. It's like anybody who's creative. They always get ripped off because they're busy doing the work rather than watching the money.
He did it for the exposure.
Yeah, that's right. It'll be good exposure for you. They said to him, people will be talking about this in 500 years.
PBR, hello, Randy and crew. Hello to all in the chat. PBR in the house. Martha's in the house this morning. Hey, I'm on time for once. How are y'all? All good. Al Davis in the house. Good afternoon, guys. Looking forward to your reviews. Cheers. Thank you. It looks like a body pillow size hot air balloon they're floating on. Yeah, it does. Yep. PBR, before you guys get started, okay to ask a question as long as you're quick. We already started, though. Was going to say the same thing. Writers and artists getting screwed over by publishers. Yeah, that's a constant. That's just the way comics have always been treated, though. They were always looked down upon. They were an incidental publication to start with, just to keep the presses wet. They only charged a dime for them and threw them out on the stands just to see if they would sell, not knowing that they would sell millions. But and they also, I'm sure, didn't anticipate it still being around here almost 100 years later. So...
What does PBR want to ask? Because he put down it.
PBR said, going through some EC stuff. I'm familiar with the big names, Feldstein, Wood, Kurtzman, and others, but I'm seeing a name signed on some covers, Ghastly. Is that code or a secret of some sort? No. PBR, go back and watch our Haunt of Fear episodes that we did back in October. Ghastly is actually Ghastly Graham Ingalls. They called him Ghastly because of the tone of his artwork. Really had a horrific mood to it. And Graham Ingalls went through and really set the bar for horror comics, I think, with those Haunt of Fears. I think he contributed to all of the EC horror titles. Mm-hmm. It's just that he was really known in Haunt of Fear, and I think he did most of the covers. And he always signed it Ghastly as a joke. A lot of times they used secondary names anyway because they weren't proud of working in comics. And like Stan Lee, for example, his real name is Stanley Lieber. He was saving his actual first name for whenever he wrote the Great American Novel. Well, Ghastly's the same way. Ghastly wasn't really proud of the work that he did, never was. And he ended up teaching art, I think, for a long time down in Florida. I'm not sure if it was a university or an art school or what, but he was definitely gifted and one of the greatest EC artists, if not one of the greatest sequential artists of all time. And he's got a really good body of work, and he's definitely influenced. You see a lot of Wrightson and Kelly Jones and Sam Keith and Mignola. There's a lot of influence that he had on with a lot of people as they went along. But those ECs were so monumental anyway, and so influential, especially on modern comics, because they were written and drawn for an older audience, pretty much the fan base audience that's around now. And they just couldn't accept that back then. And that's why they had all the congressional hearings and the Comic Code Authority and all that wonderfulness, because they couldn't realize that there could be comics for adults as well as kids. So I hope that answers your question.
And about 10 years later, they really made comics for adults.
Yeah. Well, it's a really fantastic chain is what it is. Every time there's a screw in the business, somebody gets screwed over, they or somebody else finds a workaround, and it evolves the art industry. We're seeing that right now with the distributorships going on. You're seeing the art form evolve a little bit because the people make mistakes and come up with hurdles and hassles, and then that's been a constant though since comics started. Something would come up, or you always had, and that's why part of the reason why comic history for me is so fascinating. I'm just going to turn the page so people have something to look at here. Is that the art form itself evolves as well as the business and the industry of it. You get all of these hassles coming out from people gatekeeping, and even back in the 30s and 40s. And you look at the story about Negro comics, that's just heartbreaking. The guy in New York decided he wanted to do an all African American, all black comic with for the kids in his neighborhood to read and enjoy. Did a first issue and couldn't get the paper for the second issue.
When was this?
This was back in the early 40s, I believe.
Oh, wow.
Not during the paper shortage, but way back when. There's it's a big story, Negro comics. They had Lion Man, a couple other detective character, a couple other characters. It was all done and written and drawn by African Americans.
But they couldn't get the paper.
Or people of color, I guess would be the proper way to say it.
Today, yeah.
Yep. They had a second issue done. They couldn't get it printed. And then they'd have had a hard time getting it distributed because the first issue, apparently, rumor is the first issue sold incredibly well. So
it would do, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So they stopped it because they were black, basically.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. But it's just an example of the problems this industry's always had. You've always had these people up there and greedy SOBs making money either in the distribution end or in the executive end of it. Look at all of the hassles that Stan Lee had to go through with his uncle, of all people, Martin Goodman, while he was trying to get the 50s and 60s comics together. And if it wasn't for all of those barriers too, we wouldn't have all of these breakthroughs. Stan Lee was up against the wall, and the story is they were having office furniture recalled, and he was begging Jack Kirby for an idea for a comic, and they pounded out Fantastic Four. It's everything is because of the code authority. There were underground comics. There wouldn't have been a code authority if there wasn't for ECs and the crime comics. And those wouldn't have happened if the World War II hadn't happened and all of the guys used comics as their main source of entertainment during the war, carrying them in their backpacks. So. And
Will Eisner worked on military comics to show about cleaning a rifle, didn't he, and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I tell you that if there's one instance where a comic shouldn't have a black background, it's this one, isn't it? This black in the background of the background paper rather than the white. Understand what I mean? It's really taken away because the artwork is so dark. It should be white. The pages should be white.
This is how Titan did it, and I think their shots are a lot darker than Dragon's Dream here, a little harsher.
No, that's not what I mean.
But they also expanded the gutters. Dragon's Dream did. Oh no, maybe not. Yeah, I was reading at the introduction that Dragon's Dream actually went through and had Hampson and the same colorist go through and redraw the first panel in order to wipe out the eagle logo on the books. The first panel on all of the stories. So they probably got paid a little bit for doing this reprint.
When was this published?
60, was it 70?
79.
Yep. IFC Magazines Limited. Not IPC, it's IFC. I'm surprised they didn't move the box on that up here and just fill this in.
Yeah, there's for such a large panel, it's kind of off-putting that there's really no background to it or word balloons or something. There's a lot of unused space.
I think it works. I think it concentrates your eye on the action.
It does. Yes, it does.
Because these things get a bit wordy. We've said this before about other strips. They get a bit wordy, don't they?
Yeah. No, that's the sign of the times. All of the comics back then had more lettering in it.
Considering what you just said about them having Frank Hampson and his team redraw, that top panel, that entire top panel might be a redraw. That might not have appeared originally. I don't know.
Yeah, that was my impression from the
Oh, right.
introduction. Is they had him go through and redraw the first panel on
Right.
every strip in order for it to fill the page so that they could get rid of the eagle logo, so it wasn't in the way and taking you out of the story.
It doesn't work when you color in the boxes, does it?
Here, no,
The captions doesn't work, does it?
no,
But when they do it like purple and orange and red, it does not working at all for me.
yeah, not at all. It just blends too much with the black of the lettering. And it's especially like the unconventional styles, like David Max Kabuki, Seth Fisher, R.I.P. for some DC projects, for example. Yeah.
Yeah, Kabuki's one of those books. If you haven't read it, you need to. It's amazing.
Which book?
Kabuki by David
Oh,
Mack.
yeah. Yep. You're saying about black comics. Maybe you could do Torchy Brown sometime. Oh, that's a thought. We did Torchy already. You might go back in the archives. It's in there. I had a Torchy collection we looked through. If that's the same Torchy. That was more of a cheesecake strip. Love that.
Now, doesn't that those word balloons ruin that illustration?
Yeah, it's a mighty long tail.
Right in the middle of it, spoils it for me.
Yep.
There's no space around the bottom one.
Could have been right there, just as easy.
Yeah, it's probably one of those where they had the eagle logo. They just didn't readjust the speech balloons.
Yeah, they probably did. Might have even gone in front. That little bridge here might have gone in front of the logo. Never know. Kind of camel-looking aliens. Pretty unique.
A lot of detail in these drawings.
Yeah. You were saying about comics. Martha says, I wonder what a grayscale version of this would look like. It'd probably be close to a muddy mess. Let me see. I think I saw some. I don't know if it's in this Titan book or not. Oh, this Titan book's pretty nice. No, I'm not seeing any. Anyway. Dingby.
I think you'd have to do some major adjusting on this color work for a grayscale. It's very dark, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, then you have like colors like orange and red that'll show up in grayscale as almost black.
It's dark black, as dark gray. Yeah, and then when you print it, it'll go totally black. I wonder. More like line art with light shading in black and white. Yeah. There's Torchy and Torchy Brown. Okay, Torchy Brown's different. It's a romance action strip with a black lady protagonist. Plus lots of paper dolls. Okay, with all of her outfits. That's cool. I will keep my eyes open for that. The only paper dolls... Oh, go ahead, Glenn. Sorry.
Not to be confused with Torchy the Battery Boy, one of Jerry Anderson's early marionette shows.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Yeah, the only books I have with paper dolls, I've got a Trina Robbins, a couple of Trina Robbins examples. One of them's got Betty Boop in it. And then all those old great Sugar and Spike books that Sheldon Mayer did. He always drew a paper doll page inside the comic for the two kids and put them in weird costumes. That was always fun.
Didn't Trina Robbins pass away recently?
Yeah, she did. About a year ago. About a year and a half ago, really. Maybe longer than that, actually. We've got an interview that Daphne and I did on Sunday Funnies 3 or 4 years ago. We've got that sitting in the archives on Indie Comics Network. It's really fascinating because she was right there, right during all of the underground comic history. So I thought it was a really good interview.
It is, and one of the best parts is Daphne's obvious love of the woman and her work, because it takes her a while to get into it, doesn't it?
Yeah,
she's like she I think she's probably like I was with Jack Kirby, where it's like, wow, this is the king or the queen, you know what I mean?
yeah. Well, there's certain people that just throw you, that
Yeah.
you can't. You act like a geek boy around them, and you don't know how else to be.
Yeah. Yeah, I was that way when I met Bernie Wrightson. I was like, I couldn't speak. I was fumbling my words. And it was one of the most awkward situations in the hallway of a hotel during Heroes Con.
Yeah.
I was leaving my hotel room, and he was coming off the elevator, and I was like, you're Bernie Wrightson. He looks and goes, yep. It just continues to walk.
Yep, that's me. See ya.
Only on Thursdays.
Hey.
Yeah, George Perez, Will Eisner for me. George jumps out of his chair. You're Randy Zimmerman. You do Tales from the Universe. Your stuff is great. How do you deal with that at a show? You just have a big head the rest of the day.
What you do is you say, not now, George, I'm busy.
It's like, I like your stuff too, George. It's about all I can say. It's
Man,
like,
I would have loved to have met Will Eisner. Oh, man.
I met Will Eisner.
Average, normal guy. Met him three times, and the third time he remembered who I was, so which was really crazy. We were passing in the hall in San Diego. I said, "Hello, Mr. Eisner," and he goes, "Randy," and we were already past each other. He turned around, and he goes, "Randy, how's Arrow Comics doing?" So that was really good, and that was one of those stammering moments too. Yeah, doing okay. Yeah. Look at that. Does help you see some really, really nice art, though.
Those are interesting looking alien trees.
Yeah. Let's see what I leave off here. There's Torchy and there's Torchy Brown. Okay, good. I'll have to watch for Torchy Brown. A Channel 1 watch. Deception 77 did a quick review video of the recent Creepy Tales Bernie Wrightson book a couple of days ago. I didn't know that they were still kicking Bernie material out.
Yeah, I think that's a reprint of an earlier edition, but I could be wrong.
I thought there was like a reprint of his fanzine material coming out, his horrific stories.
Could be.
That must be what that is, the Creepy Tales. That rainbow helmet and shoulder pads, aliens need to be a meme. Okay.
It was on the page before. That one.
Oh, yeah. It's a little animal. I'm just going to keep turning.
Yep.
You go right ahead.
Thunderbird 2 with legs. Yeah.
Certainly involves storytelling.
Yeah.
Those word balloons are awful. And the tails are too long, aren't they?
Yeah, it looks all.
Like there's that one there. There's all that one there with Dan Dare on the left-hand page on his own. You don't need a tail 13 feet long to make it him speaking.
Yeah.
Nobody else you would be confused with. I don't like that. But the drawings are good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that speech balloon is bothering me on the right hand page, top panel.
Yeah.
It's I've never been a fan of like completely like uh, perfect elliptical speech balloons. I've always liked them to have some kind of like um, what's the proper term?
Like a deviation.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I
where it
agree.
wasn't someone just using a circle or a elliptical template to do it. It was uh, where they use like either free-handed it or just use French curves to kind of have a unique shape to it.
Yeah.
Because, like, in my opinion, that one speech balloon, there's a lot of negative space that just looks off-putting. It's scrunched up real tiny.
Yeah.
Here.
No, the left-hand page where the guy's falling.
Where Digby's falling, yeah.
Yeah.
It's well, I agree. I don't like using templates on it. Not saying I haven't done, but it didn't work for me. So what I do is use if I was doing that one with Digby and that one that we're talking about, I would maybe use the template, but then I would draw it freehand around it, make it look as if it's looser,
Uh-huh.
because
Yeah.
we said this before. We start introducing things like lettering on the computer. I know it's all bugbear man. I'm boring. I mention it every week, but it spoils it because it's too perfect.
Yeah.
And the same with the drawing on the computer with the line. It's a perfect line, and the best part of this stuff is you can see a human hand has been on it, and the imperfections should be there because as soon as you have a comic, a page drawn by a person like these, and you drop, an ellipse guide on it, it becomes too perfect. That little bit, and it sticks out.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And I don't like these long tails as well.
Yeah, the color palette reminds me of Thunderbirds too. Yeah, this was really influential for English sequential art.
Yeah,
comics.
this was coming out 5 years, 10 years before, 15 years before Thunderbird, before TV21. So yeah.
Yeah, the ship Stilt Legs has Thunderbird 2 vibes. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. If he's falling back, the bubble should be moving away top left to give it movement. Yeah. It's true.
See, I think that too many people think of the lettering and the placement of the balloons and the shape as an afterthought.
Right.
Just to relay that information. Well, it's got to be part of the artwork.
Yep.
In my opinion, and what do I know? But it's got to be part of the artwork, which is why, as I've said before, when you get a piece of computer artwork or done on a computer, you and the lettering's not on it. When you get a print of it, it stands out. It's just not right. Or you get a page with no printing on it because you've done it in Photoshop later or whatever.
Yeah.
You've scanned your page and then you put the word balloons on the overlay on the computer. You don't get that on the original artwork. So it's got to be considered because it's part of it.
Yeah, that's one thing in like older like comic book how to draw books like Drawing the Marvel Way. Andy Smith has one out, and that's one thing they always stress is when you're drawing the panels, always make sure to have enough room for a speech balloon.
Yeah.
That and I'd like to refer back to Eisner's sequential art, comics and sequential art book, where he talks about every panel is a note.
Yeah.
And you have to be able to follow the speech and the pattern within that note in order to enjoy the whole song. So if your lettering is off, if your lettering is like with Glenn, if it's too impersonal, if it's not part of the art, it pulls you out of the situation, and that's not that kills the entertainment value of your work. You've got to be able to read it.
Yeah, I understand the deadline and all that kind of stuff because obviously I've worked in this area a lot, And I understand all that. But and you might argue that back in the golden days when Kirby was doing the Fantastic Four and all that kind of stuff, you got mainly Artie Simek and Sam Rosen doing the lettering on all the books because they were fantastic lettering artists and they got that gig. Now, if Jack Kirby would have been told to put the words in, he would have done. But his value was penciling and getting those pages out, which is why you have letterers and inkers who are different artists.
Yep.
But they're all artists. And there's so many books in the 80s in the indie movement that clearly the people doing them certainly weren't lettering artists. And it can spoil a piece of artwork like this is doing for me. The drawings are great, but the lettering leaves a lot to be desired for me. And it should be treated as a whole thing. You got penciler, inker, letterer, colorer, but they should all mesh, not done as an afterthought. That's just my opinion. Because these are works of art. I don't know about high art or whatever you call it. Maybe not next to Michelangelo and people, but they are works of art. We are producing art when we do this. And it should be treated as such, which is what we were saying earlier, that Frank Hampson was much maligned, as a lot of artists were. The publisher's eyes on the sales and the money. Frank Hampson is producing artwork.
And he helped sell that book.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, he was a major pull on that, on Eagle. That's why they had him up front. Beautiful stuff here.
I love the look at that design of that spaceship. It's a real 50s thing, isn't it? The last panel there. Look at it. You know what I mean? It just wouldn't work, would it? It couldn't take off that thing. You know, it's just so impractical, but it's just fantastic. It looks like a building.
Yeah, it reminds me of the Duckburg, that Donald Duck story that I like so much, the 24-karat moon, when they flew to the other side of the moon to get the moon filled with gold. It had a big pot belly like that so that they could stash the bunch of gold in it for their trip back. So it was built like a gourd, like this.
Interesting at the back of it is Devil's Tower from Close Encounters.
Yeah. Yeah. Almost a prairie, like painted desert situation.
Yeah. Just before you turn, just getting back to the word balloon thing. Look at the previous page, center section, last one of Dan's face. Look at that horrible balloon going around there. Can you see it?
Oh, yeah.
Look at that. It's awful, isn't it? That's just terrible. You know, and it's so important. And if you look at the top left, the guy who looks like the guy out of Tintin, Captain Haddock.
Yeah. Look
at the word balloon. Look where the tail is going. What I would have done is put the balloon further to the top and done a short tail.
Where are we looking? Up here?
Yeah, there. Top that panel. The guy above your finger.
Yeah.
There, yeah.
Yeah, it's not even pointing at him.
That's a lousy placement in general.
Yeah, you could. Yeah. I would have put that nearer the top and done a shorter tail to him.
Yep.
And it matters. It matters. It matters because, and if you look to the right of him, Dan Dare's talking to Digby there, and his word is really, really jammed into that little ellipse. Yeah. You know, and it matters because it jolts your eye, and it shouldn't do that.
Well, he's having problems with the dialogue here anyway, being overly wordy.
Yeah.
You know,
well, that's where the editor should come in.
He's having to squeeze it, and then he's not putting it in all the way. I don't know how that happened. This really looks off here.
You see, and this is just my opinion. There's a disregard for the artwork on this placement because look at that balloon on the spaceship going right across the drawing of the spaceship.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, you know, it's not good in my opinion. Not good.
And it's unnecessary.
Yeah, it spoils it. It's just they just throw it in the first available space without thinking about what they're doing.
Yeah. Oh, here's this place is open.
Yeah.
That's it for this.
Wow.
Planet issue 2.
The Cruels.
The Cruels are coming.
That looks like it. I'm going to say it looks like a Chris Foss drawing. It is.
It is. It's a whole Chris Foss book. Sid Mead, Sentinel.
Just before you turn, isn't Sid Mead the Blade Runner guy?
Yeah. He's one of those artists that Jodorowsky discovered for Dune.
Roger Dean got his book
Yeah.
from 1975 or something. It's fantastic.
I know it's not a popular opinion, but I'm really glad Jodorowsky's Dune didn't happen.
Right.
It would have been rather silly to see,
It
would have been beautiful.
True, but like I'm a huge Dune fan, like of the books,
Uh-huh.
and like he admittedly like made it nothing like the book on purpose. And, it's like
what's the point of that?
I don't know. I've always found that I've always had problems with that. Like, why buy a property and then make the end result nothing like the property you bought?
Well, we said that last week sometime, might have been last Sunday, about I, Robot with Will Smith, which is a great film, but it's nothing like the book. So what's the point?
Yeah. Beautifully done books, horribly glued together. Anyway.
That's back before they really understood the format. It was just I just glue it like we glue everything else. Well,
yeah, they don't care. You see,
just the cheap ass glue they were using. That's all. Dried up, cracked off, hardened. So there was a whole couple of years there worth of graphic novels from I don't even remember who printed them. One of the big comic printers that I know Caliber used them pretty extensively until they found the problem. That you would get the book right out of the box, and the first minute you open it up, it started falling apart.
Yeah,
not unusual. Rogue Planet, book 2.
Yeah, that problem happened with the when they released the Matrix comics as a single volume.
Yeah.
Like you opened it up, because the people who published it didn't publish trades or graphic novels before.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So you just open it up and the entire content just just falls out. Oh, that made me mad.
Yeah, it took Gary a little while to find Gary Reed from Caliber to find another printer that wouldn't do that. But I know Printy Press and Litho over in Windsor was having a lot of trouble with bound volumes, and that once you make a mistake on that, you're spending money. So it's not like a saddle stitched comic. It's a book that they're printing 3, 5, 10,000 of. And if you've made a tactical error like that, you are eating a lot. So they tried to coat, they did the From Hell adaptation that Eddie Campbell and Alan Moore did.
Alan Moore, yeah.
And they printed the book collection. Book's beautiful, except they went and coated it with what they thought was a special coating that would like a gloss cover on it, and it beat it up on the covers. And it really it screwed them bad. I've got one of those copies because Kim's printing at the time was going, you want a From Hell? We've only got about 6,000 copies of them.
Look at that again in question, the lettering. Look at the first panel, how big the lettering is.
Oh yeah, but they're probably lettering that size and they blew the thing up. You think? No?
I don't know. I'm just saying, look at it. It looks awful, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's not even the same. They're changing the sizes here as well. Jumping all over the place. That's typeset there, isn't it? Yeah.
That's typeset. Well, that's okay, but it's just spoils it.
That's garish. Yeah, it does.
Again, they've done it there.
Yeah. Throwing them around.
nice shapes on those stairs in the center panel there with the shadow. Just as a matter of lighting and little shapes on second page, center panel, right in the middle.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
that shadow going down the steps. That's really clever.
Well, first time I noticed them blocking out their continued next week's.
Just leave it on, it doesn't matter, does it?
Yeah.
Just leave it. And what happened there with that left hand? Should there be text in there, do you think? On the left hand side? That box? That yellow box? No, underneath there, the empty space.
Here? Probably not.
No, on the other page. You just had your thumb on it. There's a big empty panel.
Oh, here?
Yeah. It looks like it should have some text in it.
Yeah, it does. I thought it was a continuation of the panel here, but it's not. There's a definite gutter there.
Yeah, put something there, like text or an image or something.
He bleeds through it here, this character.
Yeah. I think there's text missing, but look at the bottom, right. the bottom section, how the lettering is different size.
It's stretched.
Yeah.
It's not good, is it?
But no. That's how some of my lettering used to look for Caliber. Just terrible.
Some people might argue. They might say, "Well, what does it matter?" Well, if it's worth doing, it's worth doing right, isn't it?
That's true. You want to make it as close or the best job that you possibly can. So. Matt L. Davis, I have a great Sid Mead book of concept art. Yeah, there's some really good ones there. Harder to find, though. Morning, afternoon, all. Matt Black in the house. Good to see you here. Hi, Matt. Everybody says hi, Matt. Hi, Matt. Left middle is blank. Yeah. It is. It's bottom right. On the right page, Egyptian-looking goats.
I'm just going to say Egyptian stuff in there with that little stripy scarf thing.
Yeah.
I thought he was wearing earrings then, but he's got something on his neck, hasn't he? Damn. Like he's wearing earrings.
Yeah, I always had a problem with his eyebrow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it flares up.
Yeah.
But that's a trademark for the character.
It's like Superman with his little curl, or Bill Haley with his little curl. Again, we've got lettering that's far too big.
Yeah, very distracting.
Nice tones on those aliens' suits, though. Nice painting.
Yeah. Looks like a kind of cloth.
Yeah.
Where that large speech or it's a thought balloon, it looks like.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's where the eagle logo was, and they just decided to put something there when they.
No, they wouldn't have done. They wouldn't have had it. They wouldn't have put it in the middle. It would always be on the top left.
Always be here. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they redrew that panel in order to take that space out.
They might have gone through and recut the pages too, depending upon the.
I think they have. Yeah,
they did. Yeah.
I think that's why they put the black background on the pages, to try and lose that.
It's really likely.
It's not good.
No.
Wow, that's a good drawing, isn't it? Wow.
Look at the thickness here.
Yeah.
Really inked hard here.
That's great.
Do you think that they did that small and they just blew it up?
I really don't know. I don't understand what's going on. I don't think it appeared originally like that. I think they've done that in this production.
Yeah.
To fill the page.
Sure the logo was there. So they might have had that set down here, maybe. I don't know. Moved up. Because it would have been right there. And then that panel shrunk down to about a quarter.
Yeah.
I don't know. 1950s ancient Egyptian space goats. Space goats. Anyway.
Yeah.
I've always found goats funny, just just by themselves, they're hilarious.
Yeah. There's a guy online in the reels that keeps trying to come up with different things to beat back a goat butt. His attempt, he keeps numbering his attempts. He's wearing like medieval armor. Goat comes in and just knocks him out. He pinwheels. It's hilarious stuff.
Gosh.
He always loses to the goat, by the way. Always. Wraps himself up in a big plastic bubble and gets beaten around by the goat. Just hilarious.
Who's with the beat?
Say what?
Who's with the beat? I can hear drumming all the time.
It's probably Mitch.
Yeah, my dog's.
Probably the dog's tail.
Yeah.
Shoot the dog.
Oh. There we are, Captain Nemo again. Captain Haddock.
Or just the captain.
The captain. Captain. It's Beanie and Cecil. Had a captain. Nice little plane.
Yeah, it looks like it could go on the. Looks like a boat, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Looks like an Egyptian boat at the front.
Interesting. Your dog's still drumming.
Get rid of the dog.
Want me to mute my mic or something? Or
No, you're fine. You're fine. We're just
send the dog out. Tell him to go
This is
outside.
great.
I can't. I live in an apartment.
Well, put him out the window then.
He's all right.
Is that the footprint on the moon? On the right-hand side?
Yeah, looks like him too.
Shades of Robinson Crusoe. That's no Fant footprint. Somebody else has been there.
Yeah. Looks like that the photo of like the first footstep on the moon that they took.
Yeah, it does. That's nice. I'll bet Mars to a marble that print was made by a Space Fleet issue shoe, but whose?
Buzz Aldrin's, of course.
Yeah, they're about to go into a whirlpool. Talk about the wall of the death. In Neptune's name, Lero, why in Neptune's name didn't you warn us about this perishing pool of Perry? That's nice. Some sort of idol. It's Orak. Wow. Orak speaks. Uncage the thing. There's a coincidence for you. Orak was in Blake 7. It's the name of the computer. Dan seems to like tossing aliens.
I like the way he always draws the aliens looking the same, so we don't have to draw different types of faces of the same thing. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
He just draws them all the same.
Well, they'd all look alike to us, right?
All those aliens. And anyone know Kirk Allen, who played the first Superman, had a cameo in Superman 1?
Did not know that.
I don't know if Kirk Allen did. I know the girl who played Lois Lane was in the train. Maybe Kirk was there with her. The girl who played Lois Lane was in the train that Superboy ran past in the movie.
And the little girl was a younger version of Lois Lane also.
Oh, was it? That's cool.
Yeah, because she said something about, hey, that man's or that boy's running real fast, and like her dad goes, oh, Lois, you're imagining things again or something.
That movie had a lot of good touches.
Oh yeah. One of the not just one of the best comic book movies, one of the best movies of all time.
What's this first Superman one?
Yeah.
You haven't seen many films, have you?
I have. I just
He's making it.
Yeah.
That's the only movie at the theater I sat through twice.
Well, Superman.
At once, yeah.
Right.
I sat through now ex. The wife was getting up to go. I said, "Where are you going? We're watching this again. This is awesome."
And she's your ex, you say?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
She said, "See you later," and never did.
My current wife would set for a third sitting. So. She got me back. I've told the story on the air before. She got me back. We had to drive all the way from Flint to Pontiac, which was 45 minutes, because there wasn't any theaters around here that was showing Alien.
Ooh.
Right.
That's my
None of
favorite movie.
Yeah, and I wanted to see it. So I took the now ex-wife, and we went down to Pontiac to go see the movie. She lasted up until the first chest bursting scene. And that was it for her. She was done. And she loved horror movies. But when that happened, that was it.
Why did she not? Could she not cope with it?
No, she's freaked out and had to run out of the theater.
Is Pontiac where they used to make cars?
Yeah, Pontiac. Mm-hmm. There used to be plants all over this area. Now we've got a Fisher body plant and a Chevy truck plant. That's about it. A couple Fisher body plants, I believe, are still
Is that
around.
why it's called Motor Town?
Yeah. It all started
Motor City.
Yeah, technically it started here in Flint at Carriage Town, where they started doing horseless carriages. A lot of the industry went and moved south because it was easier to truck get the materials in. But there was a whole line. That's why 75 going from Flint to Detroit was such a big thoroughfare there for a while. Where we're sitting here in Flint, we're right between right at the crux point of two big expressways. So back in the 50s and 60s, that was fundamental in auto production. We had a huge city complex that built Buicks that my dad worked at until he retired. Used to go in and brick up furnaces, come home covered black from head to toe from carbon.
Was it like when they built the Hoover Dam, they built an entire city or town for the people who were working on it to live in?
Flint was already here. Before that, GM come in, muscled in, and took it over. Once GM formed, they came in and took over the city pretty much. They wiped out all of the trolley lines to make people buy cars. It used to be a big trolley line running down the center of the city. They had all sorts of tax breaks, basically ran the city for a couple of decades, successfully ran it into the ground, more like it. In the 70s, they once everything started outsourcing, they just turned their back on the city and left. Slowly but surely. The only thing that really kept any industry here at all were the unions. And if they hadn't been here and been organized, we'd have probably been a completely desolate, rusted out town. That's why our infrastructure was so bad with the water. They had some of the water pipes they were finding downtown Flint were still made out of wood.
Huh. Wood.
Yeah, believe it or not. 4 2x4s together in order to, contain the water flow.
Yeah, and as we all know, wood and water together, nothing ever bad happens.
Oh, no. Nothing. Well, when you paint it, you paint it with a little bit of lead paint. It's all good.
Yeah.
Works out fine.
Nothing to worry about. Move on.
Floating head.
2 floating heads.
Yeah, aspergillus never hurt anybody.
That's right.
Oh, there you are.
Like this.
Yeah.
That took him a minute. Look at
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
All of that crowd. That's great. Love it. Wow. Everybody here. That would have been the inside front cover too.
That's great, isn't it?
Yeah.
Look at the lighting here.
Yeah.
Well, that's something you can't call anyone today. Flamer.
Flamer. Yeah.
Well, you can, but
Yeah.
Anyway. Probably still got a red flag at YouTube now just for that.
Yeah. Call somebody that and then duck.
Yep.
It's like the one Batman comic where the Joker was after a boner.
Well, boner meant something completely different back then.
Yeah, it's just
It's like the Flintstones. Yeah. It's like the Flintstones having a gay old time.
Yeah.
completely different connotation.
Where were we at here? Everyone used trolley systems as a go-to get away from the troubles of driving. Yeah, well, not until the about the 20s, late 20s, I think it was, early 30s. GM convinced the city to tear them all out and put in buses.
I like the way Digby's always got his holiday shirt on.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a co-pilot, Well, look at this. That's escalator behind his head. It's fantastic, isn't it? Going into that ship.
Mm-hmm.
Great detail.
Yeah, it is. A lot of detail in general.
Was it Noah's Ark or something? Lifting up all the dogs and everything.
Loading a dog. Yeah.
Stripey. Is Stripey an elephant or a dogophant?
Stripey is this little alien creature, I think, right?
Yeah.
It's like a cross between a dog and a zebra and who knows
An
what.
elephant.
An elephant.
Or an aardvark. Yeah.
Elephant? Hardvark?
Oh. Man, that took him a minute too.
You can see the when the graphic designer was given these pages, you can see his brief was make it fit.
Yeah. That's squeezing here.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. Make it fit.
Yeah.
It's still nice though. Even though that balloon is way in the way. She could have been down.
Just ruins it, doesn't it?
Yeah. Could have been remember us.
Yeah.
Instead of all the way across the page. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of culty. They're all in unison. Remember us. Remember us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, everybody gets a suit. Look at that.
That's a nice image of him when he's under the water there with his feet sticking out of it. On the last page. Bottom.
He's diving in the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great, isn't it? I like that.
Cuckoo. Here goes.
Wow, look at that. He's thinking very loud there, isn't he? Now for it.
Yeah.
You know, they're great comics whenever you turn the page and you go, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see something spectacular or something you hadn't seen before. It's really knocking it out of the park. Look at that water.
Yeah.
There. That's beautiful. That looks like running water.
Yes, it does, yeah. Very good. Wow.
Some more. Here we go. Love that.
Got a nice watch on there, isn't it? Look at that watch. On the first page, center panel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Looks like he's going over the edge. Ooh.
Doesn't look favorable either. Looks like a rocky bottom.
Yeah. This brings to mind Sundance Kid, doesn't it? What do you mean? The fall will kill you. Coo-coo-coo.
Cuckoo.
Coo-coo-coo. Look at all it says.
Now it's the
That's-
time to have.
that's
Go ahead.
the striping language for where's my dinner?
Yeah. I'm expecting him to say cuckoo-ca-choo anytime now.
Yeah. Chin up, chum. We'll soon have you off. Cook.
That's the suggestive at all. What's your name? Anyway. He is an elephant.
Look at that. Now I feel ready for anything flavor. And he's doing up his jacket and he's putting his shoes on. Look, what's your next move, sir? Well,
Well, my friend Jeffrey has an island that we can go to.
Blue and white stripes, yeah.
this artwork really improves, doesn't it? It's really getting into it, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's fantastic stuff.
I just love it. Yeah. Such great stuff.
It's great.
Ha 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 ha. It says, I always thought Dan's uniform was green.
Well, it is.
If the fall doesn't kill you, it's a sudden stop at the end that does.
Yeah.
Lol. And later on, his grandson was Johnny Storm.
Why do they put that tail of that speech balloon in that direction on the left-hand side, bottom row, middle panel?
I don't know.
I mean, I just had it on the right-hand side coming down, instead of going across its face.
Well, they've done it to
Right
his
there with a little.
they've done it to his mouth, haven't they?
Yeah, they
But
have.
they don't need to do that, but yeah, I know what you mean.
Or they could have gone, if they were aiming for the mouth, they could have gone over here and just.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was
Bump down.
saying.
Yeah.
And they could have put operation up on the next line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy. Just run that word round, and you've got a nice. It's not interfering with the artwork or anything.
No.
What do we know, eh? What do we know?
Yeah. Who's this? Kidane, Ken, the mind of those back then. Imagination. Yep. That's the start of a lot of this stuff.
Wow, look at that.
Suffering satellites, sir. What's that?
Just get rid of that word balloon and let's do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What are you
Yeah,
doing?
it could have been right there.
Yeah.
Real small. Yep.
They could re-letter that. Come on. If they just blew it up, that's just laziness.
I think that's what they've done.
Yep.
I don't know
Pardon
why
me.
they would have blown it up. I mean,
Couldn't tell you. The mind of those back then.
Stripesy's happy. We'll give it a different sort of reception at Chakra. Many ships approaching.
Keep nudging the camera there. Sorry, folks. It's easier to see their vision. Yeah. Agree. This spectacular stuff to look at. Can't believe I'd never heard of this. English. These were all in Eagle magazine. Eagle was really big back when it was out. Mr. Russ Leach is joining us.
Hello.
Good morning.
Where have you been,
Oh.
you part-timer?
See the mess on my shirt. I've been, yes, rescuing my children from DIY ridiculousness. There you go.
There
It's
you
all
go.
done now, though. It's all sorted.
It's all good.
It just took an adult. I don't know where we found one, but it took one.
I was going to say, sure about that. Well, you missed some great stuff, I tell you.
I bet,
Really,
I
really
bet.
good. Really good
I
stuff.
bet. Let's see what I'm here now, though.
Part of the
Oh.
fun, PBR, is looking at comics from all over the place. These are from the UK, from back in the 60s. Before Judge Dredd.
Yeah, April 1950, the first one.
Yeah.
British comics used to have their own flavour.
Yeah.
They don't anymore, but they used to.
Well, a lot of that was hijacked when they started Vertigo. Pat Mills has got a great clip
Yeah.
about how much talent she ended up. She was coming over every 6 months and taking people, he says.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it wasn't that did it, because we still had
No.
2000 AD, we still had Deadline and other bits and pieces, but
Yeah.
the industry killed it off. It killed itself, basically.
Toxic Warrior.
Yeah, whatever.
So-
Yeah,
Those old Warriors were great.
yeah.
Big Ben. Miracle Man.
Miracle Man.
Was it Axel and Press Button?
Look at that.
I know what I like and what I like thrashes. Yeah. Anyway.
I mean, look at that horrible
Great.
word balloon. Look at it. It's all, what's going on there?
That is hideous, isn't it?
what, the square one? Yeah.
Yeah. What's it?
They have been increased in size by the looks of it, but
Yeah.
still, it's just hideous.
Yeah. We've been going through that. In the first book, they said that they paid the art team, Hampson and somebody else that he gave credit to redraw that first panel so that they could get rid of the Eagle logo, the first panel on all the strips.
Did they give them like a day to do all the word balloons? I mean,
Yeah.
I
That's
think
the
a lot of
only
that's
part
just,
of it.
a lot of that's just blown up stuff that they told them probably not to worry about, and then they never changed it. That's what it is. But Don Harley,
Don Harley, yeah.
yeah, Don Harley is credited for some of this. I don't know what he did. Was he
Probably
wrote
filled
them?
in the borders black.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's his
Thanks,
idea.
I think Don Harley's an artist and he's not a writer. In terms of dialogue, he's a writer. Grab a mic.
Is that a monocle on the dopey sidekick on the right-hand page?
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah,
Is
I
it?
think he has a monocle, doesn't he? I don't know whether that is a monocle there, but I think he does wear one. So perhaps.
It's weird colouring.
Where are we looking?
Top middle panel. That's it. Is it that one, Mitch?
Yeah.
Bigby?
He's probably based him on Patrick Moore.
It's just bad coloring.
It's based him on the Monopoly Man before they turned on the Hadron Collider.
That's the one.
Digby always reminded me of Woozy Winks from Plastic Man.
He looks like that Scottish guy in Benidorm, doesn't he, Russ?
Is that pro? I haven't watched Benidorm.
You never seen it?
No.
The first few were good, but the rest of it is just rubbish. But there's a guy in it, he looks just like that.
Is that Don?
But don't bother with it. It's not that good.
Don Harley.
If you've got nothing to do, just do nothing. Don't bother watching it.
Doing nothing is better than watching that shite.
Yeah. But the first few were quite funny. But as I say, I think it's on 10 series now. They should have stopped after the first one. One of those. Like
It should have been play for today.
Yes.
Just the one.
Yeah. Leave them wanting more instead of forcing people up on it. It's like Ant and Deck should have stopped going to Australia in 2006.
Well, and you should have stopped that sentence that Ant and Deck stopped. Ant and Deck should have just stopped.
You're all breaking up.
You are, but I wasn't going to say anything. I just figured it was
Ant and Deck. How's that?
There you go.
That's better.
Much better.
Yeah, should have stopped.
This is what Wikipedia says about Dan Dare as a British science fiction, a comic hero created by illustrator Frank Hampson, who also wrote the first stories. Dare appeared in the Eagle Comics series, Dan Dare, Pilot of the Future, from 1950 to 1967, and subsequently in reprints. And dramatized 7 times a week on Radio Luxembourg from 1951 to 1956. The stories were set in the 1990s, but the dialogue and manner of the characters are reminiscent of British war films of the 50s. Dan Dare has been described as Biggies in space and as the British equivalent of Buck Rogers. Dan Dare is distinguished by its long, complex storylines, snappy dialogue, and meticulously illustrated comic strip artwork by Hampson and other artists, including Harold Johns, Don Harley, Bruce Cornwell, Greta Tomlinson, Frank Bellamy, and Keith Watson. Dan Dare returned in new strips 2000 AD in 77 until 79, and in the relaunched Eagle in 1982 until 1994. The most recent mainstream story was a Dan Dare miniseries published by Titan in 2017. There we go. 2017 was written by Peter Milligan and is a completely new interpretation of Dan Dare, who's struggling to adapt to a peaceful life after the Meccan has been defeated. Since October of 2003, Dare's adventures have also continued in Spaceship Away, a mail-order magazine created by Rod Barzilay. Its mission statement is to continue the original Dare's adventures where the original Eagle left off in a style close to that of the classic, as close to the classic comic strip as possible. To that end, Barzilay originally hired former Eagle artist Keith Watson, and following Watson's death, Don Harley, both of whom had drawn Dare in the 60s, to work on the strips, which were written very much in the style of the 50s stories. Hampson's working habits twice caused him to suffer serious breakdowns in health, leaving his assistants to continue the series. The first occurred after 2 episodes of Marooned on Mercury, which was taken over by Harold Johns from scripts by Samaritans founder and clergyman Reverend Chad Zara, who had known Marcus Morris in Southport. What? I don't know. That didn't make any sense. Hampson returned to start the following story, Operation Saturn, in 1953, but suffered a relapse after 20 weeks. Principal art was taken over by Chief Assistant Don Harley, who completed the story, and its successor, Prisoners of Space, the only series to feature extensive work by an artist outside the studio. Finishes being provided by Desmond Waldock. Hampson returned full-time in 55, starting the Man from Nowhere trilogy, which took Dan and his companions outside the solar system for the first time. The quality of the strip and its popularity remained high throughout the 1950s. In the late 50s, Eagle's new owners objected to the cost of the studio and the complexity of the stories. The conflict caused Hampson to leave the strip in 59, the middle of a long plot that saw Dan searching an alien planet for his long-lost father. Production fell to Frank Bellamy, whose modern three-dimensional style contrasted with Hampson's, despite efforts to smooth the transition by alternating the 2 pages of the weekly strip between Bellamy and the team of Don Harley and Keith Watson, and freelance artist Bruce Cornwell, who had been part of Hampson's studio from the beginning.
Well, Frank Bellamy's style is so different from this stuff. Superior, in my opinion. I can't see how swapping pages would have smoothed the way.
That would have been kind of Yankee. I don't know. Not Yankee is not the right word. Jarring.
Yes.
To go from one to the next. When they talk about the different equipment, the different ages, the new Eagle, Revolver, The Planet, Spaceships Away, Virgin Comics, Titan Comics, Radio Luxembourg serial, Radio Madrid had a serial, BBC did an adaptation from April to May in 1990, 4-part adaptation of Voyage to Venus, dramatized by Nick McCartney and directed by Glenn Dearman. Cast included Mick Ford, Donald Glee, all names that I really don't recognize. B7 Media adaptation, television in the 80s, a series of live-action adverts for mobile motor oil featured Dan and Digby in comedic situations, trying to get their rockets to go faster. The dialogue was straight from the wartime upper-class RAF officers' slang. 2010, Variety announced that Warner Brothers is working to produce a Dan Dare movie starring Sam Worthington in its title role. That never went anywhere that I know of. Computer games, all sorts of music. Pink Floyd under Syd Barrett wrote Dan Dare into his song Astronomy Demone from the band's debut album, Demine, at Piper at the Gates of Dawn. With the line, Stairway Scare, Dan Dare, who's there? Elton John recorded Dan Dare, Pilot of the Future, for his 75 album, Rock of the Westies. Punk band The Meccans. 73 album, The Principle of Moments by Roger Plant, contains the song Messin' with the Meccan. Relaunch of Eagle Comics in 82 saw a free single giveaway of a track called Dan Dare by the group Loose Talk. It's all sorts of other notations here. Quite a collection. Huh.
That Elton John song on Rock of the Westies is quite a throwaway thing, I think, when you listen to it. It's not very good.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they even put it on.
Well, sometimes they did songs just to fill space. They had so much room on the record.
For that. Wow.
Thunderbird 4.
Yeah. Looks better than Thunderbird 4.
Yeah.
That's great.
So Thunderbirds would have been well after this, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So this would have inspired Thunderbirds without a doubt.
Yeah. Left page, bottom right. What's that supposed to be?
It's a pig.
It's a pig. Pig elephant. It's a little
pig.
alien.
It's a piglephant.
Marv E in the house. Wanted to
Marv.
say, I hope you're doing well. Matt Black, I thought Russ was purposefully missing words out of the for the lulls. Haha. Okay.
Like the Chicken Man.
Was Captain Pugwash a strip in the Eagle also?
No.
Nope.
He was just a cartoon on the television.
Not a comic strip at all?
No, he used to be. Well, they probably did make a comic strip out of him somewhere at some point, but it was a show that was on at 5 to 6, which is the end of the kids' hour on BBC television in the 70s.
Okay. Is it a dog in space?
What?
Or dog on the high sea? Captain Pugwash.
Captain Pugwash was a pirate. That's all.
Okay.
And
Dog-
there were many jokes about a pugwash being some kind of way to wash your willy.
Oh, okay.
And they had one of the characters was Roger the cabin boy.
Roger the cabin boy and Master Bates.
No, he wasn't.
Oh, and Master Bates.
I don't know how many of those are just messing with my memory and what's real and what isn't anymore, to be honest with you.
Well, well, that's not as good of a cabin boy name as Flamer.
Yeah.
Demon Stains.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
Semen stains.
That's great.
Was there? That had to have been a parody of Captain Pugwash.
Well,
I don't know.
Isn't it? It was animated, wasn't it? It was like a cutout animation, wasn't it? And they just
Yeah, it was
used to
really
rock-
weird.
really strange.
It was at that time when most of the programs on television for kids were the accusation was most of the people that were making them were on LSD of some kind. And if you actually look back to most of those kids programs on the BBC in the 70s, that's what they appeared to be.
We over here in the States, we would just call that a Sid and Marty Krofft production.
Right.
Yeah.
In the 90s, when I was a kid, a lot of our shows had like hidden innuendos. Like on one of my favorite shows, Rocco's Modern Life, they would always eat at a restaurant called Chokey's Chicken.
Yeah, that's really good.
In one episode, he gets fired from his job, so he does all these like small time, all these like side jobs. And one of them, it doesn't say what it is, but he's in a cubicle on the phone going, "Oh baby, oh baby, oh baby." There's a sign on behind him: "Be kind, be courteous."
It was like that in so many cartoons of the 90s. But the 70s were, they were more sort of drug induced, really. I mean, we had things like the clangers. I was just about to say, Al, Ren and Stimpy was really dark. We had the clangers, which was pretty drug induced, I think.
And
we had Mr. Ben.
And then what's the other one? With the guy who's a spring.
Zebedee.
Zebedee,
Magic Roundabout. Yeah, they mentioned the Magic Roundabout. But more than that, things like Ludwig, which was an egg that went around solving problems, literally an egg. Or there was Willow the Wisp that had what's his name from the Carry On films as Willow the Wisp.
Kenneth Williams.
Kenneth Williams. It's like we had some crazy programs on, and most of them had double entendres in them. So yeah.
One of the best programs from that time, I remember in the 60s as a kid, was Noggin the Nog.
Oh, Noggin the Nog. Oh, yeah.
Noggin the Nog.
And the same animation team did Ivor the Engine.
That's right.
Man, both of those. If that doesn't sound like a slang term for self-gratification.
Noggin the Nog was
Noggin the Knob.
Was a Viking.
Yeah. Yeah,
It was brilliant. Let's check it out.
Cool.
It'll be on YouTube, I guess. I've
And-
not looked, but it'll be there. Check it out.
and
It's brilliant.
the
Pogles. The
Pogles.
Pogles. And with the Pogles. Oh, how good.
No, I didn't know that. No, the Pogles.
You know,
Yeah,
What
the
you used to-
Boogaloo.
What I used to love about so many of those programs then is the narrators were always
Yeah.
so relaxed.
Yeah.
I mean, it really was bedtime stuff.
Well, one of the
That's
creators
probably
of
the-
some of that was a guy
Probably
called
the
Brian.
smoke they were on.
It was called Brian Cant.
Brian Kent, yeah. Brian Kent. He
Which
was.
is how you, Russ, would say something else. I wouldn't pronounce it like that, but you
when my
would.
southern, some of my southern accent comes out.
That's right, yeah. But check out Pogle's Wood; it's fantastic. And
They have
Nog in the Nog.
Not getting
they have a channel with full episodes on YouTube of Nog and the Nog.
Oh, I've got to watch that now. I'm watching
Gotta go
that tonight.
watch. That's it. This afternoon's made up
yeah.
for Glenn.
It's
Wow.
fantastic. I've not seen that since about 1968. So- and the Clangers. Oh, the
Clangers
just
were great. Yeah,
The Soup
Clangers
Dragon
were
and all that.
great.
Inspired by the Isle of Lewis Chessman set.
Oh, there you go.
Nog and the
I'll tell
Nog,
you-
1958. Shall we show
Hey.
some of it?
Yeah, it's brilliant. I'll tell you,
58.
Another one
God.
is Tales of the Riverbank.
Ah, with Hammy the hamster
I mean, the hamster, yeah, and the
and Ratty Rat. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hammy Razzie Rat, huh?
Ratty Rat and Hammy the
Ratty Rat.
hamster. And they used to, like, in between the time where they were at one bit and to the next, they all used to climb into an Action Man Jeep. And
yeah.
there'd be a camera, and they just bump the Jeep up and down, and these
Yeah.
like
Oh,
gerbils and hamsters were in the Jeep.
they'd go down to the riverside, Tales of the Riverbank, go down to the riverbank, and there'd be a boat, and they wouldn't get on it. So the next, then it was cut, and they were all on it.
How many pets died in the making of that show? I want to know.
Look at this.
Is that
Look.
Noggin?
That's
It's
noggin.
10 years old when I was watching it.
I didn't
Look at
realise
this.
it was 58. God,
I wouldn't have said that.
I was watching that in
Stand guard
1981,
against the
mate.
cold sea.
Yeah.
In the dark night that is very long, the men of the Northland sit by their great log fires, and they tell a tale. They tell old, terrible tales
He does
of the
sound
days
high.
before the city of the Nogs was built, when the long valleys between the mountains, which are now fields where gentle cows are grazing, were
What is
dark,
that?
deep forests, below the reach of the sun.
This isn't the program,
where
by the way.
lurked
No.
some strange
what's that?
and lovely beast.
This is a
It's-
different Noggin, the Nog?
Of all
No, it's the same
forests,
noggin. Just
The
none was
narration
so
the
dark
same,
and
but
the
deep
narration's the
as
same.
the wood they
Yeah.
called Trolldisco. None was so dangerous as Trolldisco, for it was the domain of the terrible one-faced king, whom nobody had ever seen or lived to tell that they had seen.
Oh, that doesn't.
So how do they know he's there then?
Noggin the
looking
Nog
here, though.
animated sequence.
Sam's Club isn't just where I shop, it's where I know that my voice matters, and that's
There
why I'm
you
so
go.
excited to be a part of the community.
Ah! What the hell's going on?
They
Is that
set
an
up their
advert?
camp behind a rock, made a
There
great
you
fire
go.
to warm their toes. They had boiled eggs for tea with toast
Look at
to
that
dip in
cutting
them,
edge
and everybody
animation.
was pleased
Great.
that they had come so far without any
How
trouble.
fantastic is that?
All that is, save Graculus. He looked sad. Come, Graculus. What ails you, old bird?
I know this place. I feel it in my bones that I've been here before. I feel it very clearly. And yet I don't see how I can have been here before.
Perhaps you dreamed it, Graculus.
Dreamed it? Perhaps I did. But I know that over there to the right of the sun is a grove of tall green trees around a lake of salt water, and there are fish in the lake,
Okay.
blue fish.
Bluefish.
Where were you born, Graculus?
This is
I
great.
don't know.
He doesn't know.
I'm told a trader gave me to Nuka's mother in the land of the midnight sun when I was still an egg, and she put me by the stove to hatch and raised me from a chick.
Okay.
This
Is that supposed to be funny or something? I'm
no,
lost.
it's a story. It's a winding
okay.
story. You got to remember, this is England.
Oh, okay.
This is very English. Okay, we're all really relaxed. We're not like high on sugar.
That guy on the previous video with the chess set, though, he sounded high.
Oh yeah, he did sound high. Yeah, that's
Sounded
right.
like one of those like educational films that they'd play when I was in school.
Yeah, either that or he works for NPR.
English
National
kids
Public
TV,
Radio.
British kids TV of the 70s is a particular type. There's no doubt.
We had Lidsville. That had a bunch of talking hats on it. It was all good. HR Puff and stuff.
Oh, well, you see, I love HR Puff stuff because we used to get that on a Saturday morning.
Yeah, Bugaloos.
I
Ever
didn't
seen
know
that?
the bug. What's the Bugaloos? No.
Bugaloos. Three little.
No.
I can't really call. Well, they were fairies, I guess.
No.
But
banana splits. That's what you got.
Splits, yeah.
Banana splits.
Yeah, the banana splits were awesome though. That was
Yeah, they were great. Yeah. We used to get that as well. That's great.
That's an earworm of an opening song too. Once you hear it once, you got it for the afternoon.
When I was little, we had bananas in pajamas.
Oh, we had that. Yeah, they were Australian.
Oh, they were? Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, that's Australian. Yeah.
Did you ever see Lidsville?
No.
With Witchy Poo?
No.
I don't
that
even know
kid
if we in the opening here. Go ahead.
That kid over on the far right, he looks a bit like Kennedy, doesn't
he? He does, yeah.
Who, Flamer?
Yeah.
I love Dan Dare's long, flat face. It's a bit sort of almost Vulcan, isn't it?
It's them eyebrows.
Yeah.
Let's see if they've got any here. Opening theme song, but I bet you we'd get slammed with copyright.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah. It's had Charles Nelson Riley in it, if you know who he is.
No.
Oh, he was really big on game shows back when I was a kid. But he got this role as a witch sorcerer character for Lidsville.
Wasn't he like a comedy writer also?
I'm sure he was, yeah. He's naturally funny.
I find it a great shame and a pity that America and British entertainment has kind of merged.
Yeah.
Because 20 years ago or more, people would tell a joke on American TV and they'd make a reference, and as a Brit, you couldn't understand what they were talking about. Yeah, and I'm sure it was the other way round as well for Americans watching British stuff. And now it's all interchangeable. And I don't like that. I like the idea of having a sort of a unique culture so that you can experience others. You know what I mean? I don't want a monoculture. I want lots of them.
That's because they've got an eye on the American market, haven't they?
Yeah, all the time.
They want to sell it in America.
Used to be a time all the 50 states had their own different personality.
Yeah.
That was the whole idea behind the doing the United States in general, was to have 50 different petri dishes where they could try different laws and things to see what works and what doesn't work. So I'm just going to keep turning, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. What a shirt.
It's going to show a little bit of Lidsville, but it'll probably get us canceled. So, or not canceled, but copyright struck.
Is that alien looks like a sheep? Yeah, no, not there. Down there, looks like a goat.
It's like kind of. I always thought they were camel-like. They look more like camels than anything in their faces.
Meh.
That second bit, not so cool. That is cool. That second bit, not so cool. It's Captain Pugwash is stripping. And the eagle also. Nope, answered that. Didn't last week someone say that something on the cover looked like someone had been something to do with Journey album covers? Or was it Boston? Dragon's Dream.
Yes.
Yeah, I mentioned that was it Roger Dean who'd done the logo for
Roger Dean, yeah,
and he did the logo for Yes, didn't he? And that kind of the rocks things.
And the publisher, the publisher who prints these books, did a lot of coffee table books, a lot of album covers, psychedelic art type stuff. He also did Sid Mead and who was that? The Foss?
Chris Foss, science fiction artist. He does a lot of science fiction books, Asimov books and things like that. It's Roger Dean.
Yeah.
I think he's the one before that. I think is it the one before that? It's either one before, one after. There you go.
Yeah.
Chris Foss. Does a lot of, like I say, science fiction book covers.
Yeah. Album covers back in the psychedelic age.
Oh.
Prisoners in space should be said with an echo. Yep. Just like pigs in space. The captain, left page, bottom middle, almost has Norman Rockwell like look. Yeah. Semen stains. Yeah.
And Roger Dean and Chris Foss are still alive in their 80s.
Yeah. This must have influenced the old Doctor Who too. The look of the Cybermen and Daleks. Yeah, it's just a little before that. Yeah, based Beta.
I don't think it did because Terry Nation said that he based the Dalek on a Tiger tank that he'd seen in the war. So don't know. Maybe he means a style.
Yeah. Roger the cabin boy, masturbates. Oh my! I'm still laughing so hard. Haha! Magic roundabout. Yep.
Yeah. What year did Doctor Who come out?
63. It was supposed to be shown the day Kennedy was shot, but it was shown the day after because of the coverage.
Take a shot of that ship.
And I'm old enough to remember it, Mitch.
I remember the funeral. That's about it.
I wasn't alive when Kennedy was shot, so I'll take your word for it.
Magic roundabout. Yep. Early Disney very much looks like they did that on LSD. Now there's some Fantasia talk, but when they got around to the mushrooms, Ren and Stimpy was dark too. Yeah, it had its moments. Ha ha ha. Thanks. Nothing matches the first year Ren and Stimpy though.
Yeah.
Just
well, John Kay was fired after the first year. That's why the whole tone shifted.
Yeah. Moomins. Yeah, when the Southerners say it, it has no malice. But when we from the North say it, we say it with malice. LOL. Okay.
Huh?
We're talking about Brian Kent.
Sounds like the wind in the willows. Still trying to catch up here, so we're a little behind. Several hamsters died in the making of this program. Yes. Really, thank you. I'm going to have to check that out. I love the old 2D animation. Yeah, it looked pretty hot. I was just watching that animated adaptation of Wind in the Willows with Rick Mayall from The Young Ones, voicing Toad. Oh, there you go. My great-grandmother used to say I was laid by the buzzard and hatched by the sun. Hatched. Yeah. Got it. A lot of that Sid and Marty Krofft stuff is on Tubi, too. Oh, I'm going to have to look. Been trying to quietly snoop around to see who's got Thunderbirds. I think Tubi's got them, too. It's been a while since I sat
I know
through
they have I know they have the Gary Anderson documentary, so they might also have Thunderbirds.
Dan kind of reminds me of Doc Savage a bit. Completely different characters, PBR. But yeah.
Thunderbirds has just recently somebody been playing it on YouTube, whole episodes.
Yeah, there are episodes up there until they catch the copyright on them. The copyright owner strikes them. And I love British TV. Thin Blue Line, Benny Hill. Are You Being Served? One Foot in the Grave. One I liked most was Faulty Towers. There you go. The guy with the checkered shirt looks like he should be the pilot of a Grumman Goose, which is the plane Arnold flies to Epstein's Island in Commando. Okay. Some great making ofs for Thunderbirds and Stingray. Really interesting. Yeah, I'm sure it is. Great stuff. There needs to be more super marionation around.
Yeah, I miss claymation.
That too. Yeah.
It's very rich, this art, isn't it?
On YouTube.
Yeah, it's lovely, isn't it?
Martha says, I bet they have Thunderbirds and all the old puppet action series on Tubi. I'll have to look. Same. Yeah. Yeah, they've been doing more clips. Been seeing a lot of live action AI clips of people doing Thunderbirds. Looks pretty interesting for AI, you know.
Things have no soul, do they, anymore?
No. It is kind of fun to see, though, just for the oddity. It's scary what they're capable of now, and it's just they're right there on that verge of doing an entire movie. In
well, that's what Disney said they're trying to do a few months back. Was they released like a statement or something saying that they're going to try out AI movies, like AI animation.
I said years ago that the future is with people who can mimic the voices, because this AI thing, they're going to have a new film out soon, aren't they, with Marilyn Monroe and James Dean in it? You know, it'll be AI, and then somebody will mimic the voices.
They've already got clips of Kennedy and Marilyn doing bizarro stuff. Looks real.
So yeah, they're going to have the film of Lee Oswald in that doorway soon, in the window soon.
Yeah.
Hollywood is screwed.
Yeah, that's pretty much what they're saying.
The only way this stops is if the big studios get together to create some kind of restriction on AI. And I'm not talking about IP. I'm talking about governmental, like you can't reproduce people who lived in the past with, AI. I don't know how it works, but something. That's the only way it's going to stop. Otherwise, it's just an arms race, and it's just going to keep on getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And people, like entertainment is just going to be thrown into the bin. The trouble is so many people take the slop. They just take the slop and don't care.
Yeah.
It's that instant gratification. They care more about. I think I made a post last week or something saying that people always jump on the anti-AI bandwagon, but they're always the first people to swallow up whatever AI bullcrap people come out with. And it's
nobody cares how the sausage is made. That's the trouble.
Yeah.
And in art, in creativity, in entertainment, in that, it's all about how it's made. It's not just the final thing. It's about how it's put together. It's a human effort. And if people don't care about that, then we're lost. So, sorry. I know it's to sound a bit heavy, but
I think we're in for a real interesting couple of decades when it comes to entertainment like that. But I think in the end, the human art creation will win out.
I hope so.
Family of Peter Cushing are trying to sue Disney for using him in a recent Star Wars film. Yeah, go get it.
Good.
There's going to be the
They
next.
didn't have permission. Go ahead.
The next big argument is going to be over likeness, using likenesses. That's what it is. That's going to trip people up.
My problem is the intent and the attitude that you get from everybody. So you see YouTubers, okay, that are like, oh, we don't want AI slop ruining YouTube, and then they go and put an AI picture on their thumbnail.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, that isn't bothering you, mate, because you don't do your own thumbnails. But it's bothering an artist or a designer that might have done the thumbnail for you, okay, or can do better ones than you because they're skilled and creative, okay? And now you're just saying, oh, no, I don't want all this AI slop all over the YouTube, but I don't mind putting an artist out of work or a designer to do these decent thumbs because I've got AI to do it. Nobody gives a shit about anything but their own space.
Yeah.
That's the trouble. You've got writers who don't give a shit about the art. You've got artists who don't give a shit about the writing, okay, because they can't necessarily do the other thing. Well, that's okay because we're all good at different things. And that's why you get together and create stuff. Oh, no, let's just have AI do it. As long as it doesn't take my job, I don't care. And it's like,
Yeah, about every thumbnail on YouTube I see anymore is AI.
Yeah.
Not ours. I do.
Yeah, ours aren't.
Ours
aren't. I would never do one in AI. I would never touch AI to create anything. I just wouldn't. I'm sorry. And that's my point about all this is that you see people complaining about AI. You see a whole bunch of people whinging about, oh, it's bad for the planet. Fuck that. Okay? Like, I don't want this stuff done by anybody but a human. It's simple. It really is. I don't care about all the peripheral stuff. I want creative. Like, I want AI to write lists for me and manage my funds and go and sort out my pension or work out some sums or I don't know, work out a cure for cancer. I don't care. All right. But I don't want it doing bloody creative stuff. I don't want it writing things. I don't want it drawing pictures. I don't want it making films. I don't want it doing. That's what we're here for. Creativity is part of the human condition. Like, stop it. But
just say what you mean, Ross.
Yeah, all right. Fuck it.
Did you see the Star Wars?
I quite agree.
The Star Wars clip that was circulating there that had Anakin going, "We need more energy for our AI data centers," and Padme goes, we're going to cure cancer, right?
Right.
Goes, we're gonna cure cancer, right? And then the camera pulls back.
No,
she's got enormous breasts.
Yeah, no, that's what we're doing with our AI data center. No, it's got nothing to do with
cancer, right?
No, we're not going to do anything decent with it. We're just going to take all your jobs so that you have no soul left, and we're just going to make bigger tits with it.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it'll put all the people that naturally make bigger tits out of work. All the plastic.
Yeah. The bigger tit workers. Yeah.
There's a new comic cover for Jays of Future Past, Jay and Silent Bob Avenger comic, but it looks like AI. There's a Thor arm holding Meljorn, but no effing Thor. It's appallingly shit. Well,
it's just I don't get it. I just don't get it.
Kevin Smith.
Kevin Smith's a piece of crap anyway.
He certainly is. Yeah. Fuck you, Kevin Smith.
Russ, have you seen that AI of Prince Andrew dancing in the Grand Canyon?
You see, that's all AI should be there for. All right, taking the piss.
Have you seen it?
No, I haven't. No,
I'll send it to you.
I showed you the baby Kennedy AIs, right?
Yeah. The annoying thing is the stuff that they all do with Star Wars with AI is better than the bloody Star Wars films. It's like you all went out on strike, you bloody mugs.
I think they're figuring.
In the meantime, everybody worked out that you were talentless hacks and used a computer to write everything instead. You bloody idiots.
I think they'll be paying for that for the next 10, 20 years. You're not going to get the money that they used to get off of Star Wars and Avengers because they've shat on them so much.
Yeah. Fuck them.
Yep. Hopefully when When we each get Elon robot, we'll hopefully be able to turn society into artistic, discovering, traveling, scientific, and conservation things.
Hopefully, but I have a feeling it'll have autistic instead of artistic at the front of that sentence.
Porn. It'll be useful.
And I'm talking knowledgeably. I have an autistic son. I know where this works.
We'll have AI robotic brothels before the middle of next decade, without a doubt, if not sooner. I'm sure somebody in Vegas is already working on it.
Yeah, without doubt.
Yeah, there's just nothing like a real hooker, you know. I mean,
Those early AI Bigfoot videos were hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want some robot with a jar full of chopped liver wandering around here.
Hey, listen though. I bet it's already been done, and somebody will be walking around not knowing.
Oh yeah.
What is y'all's beef with Kevin Smith? That crazy.
We don't
Not
have
crazy about him myself. Yeah.
I know, ruining He-Man. I don't know. Anything else you want to say?
Crying at every
Crying.
every piece of bull crap in that, you know,
Being a hideous mainstream shill, taking the money. I don't know. What else do you want? Stupid, fucking stupid, mustachioed idiot.
Ross, you really did get out the wrong side of the bed.
I did.
He's been DIYing all morning.
I've been DIYing all morning. I'm not in the mood for Kevin Smith right now.
What do you mean I've got to paint this wall? I want to go on this show. Talk about artwork.
We won't talk about Kevin Smith's history of comics. That's totally a bastardization. The one rule about
calls himself a comic book fan, yet fucking only read like 2 books growing up. Apparently,
can't keep a deadline. Gets all the jobs. Can't keep a deadline. Oh, that's the aggravating thing for me. They kissed his butt. Daredevil, you want to write Daredevil? You want to write Black Cat? Come on. It's like, okay, here's 2 issues out of a 6-issue series. You'll never complete. Anyway.
Yeah, his Batman work was just god awful.
Is that a soapbox I'm on? Anyway, I mean,
could be.
We're gonna put a mark in this. Do we want to come back to this next week?
Yeah, why not?
Maybe not the same conversation, but
maybe not the same abuse. No.
Or I'll tell you what I found when I was looking for my the rest of the Dan Dare stuff.
Go on.
We'll look at this eventually, whether it's a week, next week, or 3 weeks, or whenever from now. I found this.
Oh, look at that.
Rio Rides Again by Doug Wilde. Graphic novel. I believe Kamiko or Marvel printed it. Who printed this? Marvel graphic novel printed this.
Wunderbar.
Show us some inside.
No.
Oh.
We'll be here. We'll be here all day. Oh no, I'll show you some. Here we go. You will be amazed.
No,
I won't be if you don't show me.
No, or maybe not. I don't know. Here we go.
It's all from photographs.
Yeah.
Nah, rubbish. It's from photographs.
Rubbish?
No, it's not rubbish. I'm just saying.
He was just being an awkward bastard.
All from the creator of Johnny Quest.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah.
The guy on the cover looks like Burt Reynolds.
He does, doesn't he?
It's from a photograph of Burt Reynolds. That's why.
Yeah, is the Playgirl pose in there somewhere?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
More Dan Dare next week.
Yeah.
Woo!
We got Rogue Planet to finish, and we got a 3rd volume here. Reign of Robots.
Wow, kind of zap
as well. We'll get into those next week, folks. Old book's been sitting on the shelf for decades.
In that issue, I'm sure Magnus will pop up. Hey, that's my job.
Yeah. No magenta tunics at all that I saw in the work. But anyway.
Speaking of somebody who does logos, Frank Hampson did that eagle.
Did he?
Yeah.
That's cool.
There you go.
That's very iconic. More Dan Dare next week, folks. There's a lot of
It's like laughing. That's all we want to do is make people giggle.
Cheers, guys. Everyone in chat had a great time and a laugh. Thank you.
Good.
Al, thanks for coming by. Deeply appreciate everybody stopping by today. Even if you stop by after we've already recorded this, please hit that like button. Can't stress that enough. That like button is very important to our algorithms. Leave a comment if you can, whatever platform you're watching this on. Any interaction you have with this program just goes to help our algorithm, and we deeply appreciate it. If there's anything out there you want us to take a look at, we will be more than happy to take that under advisement. We've been doing this for a couple of years now. I believe March will mark 3 or 4 years of us looking at great sequential art, and we do it because we're inspired by it. We love this stuff from no matter where it's from. And there's always something that you can glean and be inspired from by it. So cheers, guys. Everyone in chat, thank you. Seen that. Thanks for starting Sunday off right. Russ, please go have a drink. Spend the rest of your Sunday calming down.
That's my secret. I'm always calm.
You're always calm.
It's just this. You just got to enjoy yourself. So
Akira, absolutely, Al. Absolutely, Akira.
Yeah, we enjoy that. Yeah,
that is a great book. Hard Boiled's good too.
Hard Boiled. We looked at Geoff Darrow's what was that? Tough Big Guy and Rusty.
Big Guy and Rusty the Boy Robot.
Yeah. Big Guy and Rusty the Toy Robot. That was about maybe a year or so ago. Maybe 6-7 months ago. So go back if you want to see some Geoff Darrow. Go back on our archives and take a look at that.
Yeah, he's a great guy to talk to if you meet him at a convention. He has so many stories of working as an apprentice under Mobius and working on the Matrix movies.
Yeah.
His working with Frank Miller, which is hilarious for to hear. It's not hilarious what happened with him, but yeah. They don't get along is what I'm trying to say.
Cheers, guys. Cheers, Al. Russ, please tell folks how they can find you.
Yeah, you can find me at russleach.com. Sign up for the email list. Look out for the Atlantean. We're going it's a cat. We're going to fund my comic second week in March. It's starting to be inked now. So if you want to find out more about that, go to russleach.com. Sign up for that email list.
Excellent. Mitch, please tell folks how they can find you.
Well, you can find me online. My link tree is Celtic Cross Studios. My website is CelticCrossComics.com. You can find my web comics for free on globalcomicsandtopass.com. And I'm going to announce it now. I might be having a crowdfunding campaign in the next month or so for an issue of a comic anthology that I'm coming out with. So keep an eye out for that.
Yeah. Good.
Keep us informed.
Yeah.
I will.
Keep us posted.
Glenn,
Glenn,
have the logo made and everything.
Excellent. Good. Cool, man. Glenn, please tell folks how they can find you.
You can find me on Randy's program on Friday and Sundays, Talking Rubbish, and you can get all my books, 12 of them so far, on Amazon, along with magazines. And if you just put my name in Google, something will be revealed.
That's the name of our next program, starting on Wednesdays. We'll be talking comic rubbish. It'll be great.
Well, I'm going to head that one up. In fact, I'll be the only person on it.
Give me a link to it. I like to rant.
This episode, we'll rant about Kevin Smith.
Kevin who?
Yeah. And folks, I've been your host, Randy Zimmerman, Arrow Comics. You can find my work. If you look around, you can probably find it in the dollar bins if you look hard enough. A lot of it. Right now, it's the Atlantean. Go there and enjoy those, please. At Barnes & Nobles, Amazon, criticalblast.com, any place that orders books through the Ingram ordering system will be able to get a hold of the Atlantean for you. There are 3 issues out. I recommend all 3, plus the adaptation of the Shadow Kingdom. And on that, I recommend the hardcover. There's a beautiful hardcover out there where Russ has got all of the Shadow Kingdom artwork in beautiful color. and it's just a great product. Well worth your time. Again, folks, we deeply appreciate you being here. We love doing this. We do this twice a week, Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. and then Friday mornings at 5 a.m. We do Comics by Night as well. And we might just look at Rio on Friday. Who knows? How's that sound? No?
Yeah, whatever you want. Yeah. It's all good.
Whatever.
All good.
We'll look at anything.
We'll try to dissect where all the photographs came from.
Yeah. They came from the David Lloyd archive.
I like his stuff anyway, but I like him in general. I got to sit next to him at a show one time. So.
Yeah, that's what you said.
Yeah. I wish I'd have gotten him to. I think I got him to sign something, but I didn't have my sketchbook at the time to have him. I love that official logo in the square. Just really sweet. His signature. Anyway, folks, again, thanks for stopping by. See you on the next one. We are archived over at the Comic Book Black Belt YouTube channel, the Randy Zim YouTube channel, and the Indie Comics Network YouTube channel. Please go over there and subscribe to all of that. Everyone, Russ is really close to 1,000 subscribers.
I've gone over.
He's over 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah. Woohoo.
And I might actually be breaking the 50 mark here one of these days. So here we go. Indie Comics Network that has a lot of other shows there as well. Go over there and take a look. And like I said, we've been archived there for a couple of years. So there's all sorts of great stuff over there. We've looked through over those programs, and we hope you will enjoy those as well. We don't ask for super chats, though I think Indie Comics Network does take them. We don't ask or have sponsors or commercials. If there's any commercials here, it's all for parody purposes. But we do ask, if you enjoy this program, you go out and track our work down, and hopefully you'll enjoy that as well. Go visit your local retailer. You'd be amazed at what you could find. Just take a couple hours out, take a little bit of time. If you're at a comic convention, search out those, and they're hard to find anymore at some of the local comic conventions around here. Look for those retailers that are selling comics and old magazines, and take a minute. Go through and look, because there's all sorts of great treasures just waiting to be discovered. You just have to find them. And they're all there. So again, folks, thanks again for stopping by. Deeply appreciate you being here. And we will see you on the next one.
See ya.
Take care.
Guys, we're done, yeah.
Sayonara.
Joke's on you, bitch. I love this shit.
Hi, y'all. It's time for Appalachian Word of the Day. The word of the day is marinara. How fast do you think that car get up to? About 120 marinara?
Hi, would you like some headphones?
Absolutely, but how did you know my name was Phones?
In the time before Atlantis sank, when the lands of this world were savage and untamed, one man would claim his destiny, seizing his place as a king. After defending his throne and learning the devastating truth of the Serpent Kingdom and its deadly cults, King Kull in his right hand ruled the Spear Slayer, make a solemn vow to hunt down and destroy the hidden empire of these serpent demons. These are the tales of those journeys. This is the Atlantean. Tales inspired by the brilliance of Robert E. Howard, featuring his first barbarian characters as introduced in the pages of his classic tale, The Shadow Kingdom. Each volume contains beautifully painted covers and around 50 pages of original black and white art and story, featuring classic sword and sorcery adventures you don't want to miss. Join us on these epic adventures and sign up now for news with the email list at russleach.com. Bring your axe and prepare for battle.
Do you draw the Flintstones naked? There's a market for that.
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit.